thanks to the supporters of channel member Firesoul. We've just experienced a 22-year-old man falling over, breaking his hip, and it costing us £5 million. I'm not amused. Hello, welcome to Club 2, Part 17 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you in the Championship. We're away against Lincoln and Plymouth. And as you can see, since you were last with me, things have been going, football-wise at least, really rather well. We don't lose very many matches, apart from our local derby against Derby. We consider it a local. It's one of those, we consider it a local derby. Look, we're fierce rivals with them. Are they aware we exist? They're vaguely aware we exist. It's a fierce rivalry, I promise you. And because of that, we bottled it and we did lose our first league game of the season. But other than that, things are looking... In fact, that must be our second league defeat of the season. Oh, I forgot we lost on the first day. It was so long ago now. But this is the league table, 15 games in. It's going quite well. As you can see, I am starting to believe that I might actually be quite good at Football Manager. However, not everything is going my way because Lovro Zvonorak, remember him? We signed him on a free transfer in the summer. We've not really used him. He decided that he wanted to leave. As you can see, wants to leave to get better playing time. Absolutely fair enough. You can leave and go and get better playing time. So we offered him out. We ended up accepting an offer of £4.4 million from Reading, who are struggling in this league. I don't know where they've got £4.4 million from, but they offered him that. We obviously bit their arm off. We'll take £4.4 million for a player who we signed on a free transfer in the summer and have used off the bench twice. Yeah, we'll take that deal. No sooner have we accepted it than he falls over in training, literally hip injury, injured following a fall. He's out for the next 4 to 8 months. I don't think we can polish him up and send him to Reading and have them not notice that he's injured. The only way this might work, because I don't know how medicals work when deals are taking place way in advance, if there's some kind of Football Manager error, which we know that would be very unlike Football Manager for something to go wrong, but the deal wouldn't be going through for 2 months. If we send him to the specialist, I don't know when the medical's done. Do they do a medical if you do a deal 2 months in advance? Because obviously if the medical can't happen when he's due to sign in January, you wouldn't think, because we could agree the deal and then he gets injured. So I guess the medical happens now, but it seems weird that the medical would happen now. And basically, we're hoping there's no medical and it's a Football Manager problem. I don't know that that's the case, but we'll send him for his specialist, get well soon treatment, and hope that Reading don't do a medical and we could just completely rip them off. That would be the ideal. We're not actually playing today. I just wanted to show you that. I'll be back for the Lincoln game, which takes place tomorrow. And this is our team for the Lincoln game. We've had to promise a couple of players more game time. We had it come upon dynamics, Clayton and Roberts, and in fact Aziz as well, all complaining they're not playing enough football along with Zvonorak. Zvonorak is the one who wants to leave. Aziz is happy to go out on loan, so we're trying to arrange a loan for him, although, again, it's November. We're probably not going to get a loan for him. But Patrick Roberts and Jack Clayton, I think we can probably give them some game time, so we're bringing them both in for today. So this is the team for Lincoln. It's Ward in goal, a back four of Scarles, Jackson, Rojas and Dubai, Alonso and Powell in midfield, Roberts, Devine and Clayton then supporting Stewart up front. We continue going with Ross Stewart because he continues... And I'm touching wood as I say it. He continues to keep scoring goals and not get injured. So for as long as he's doing that, I'm happy for him to stay in the team. We've obviously got Miles Leeburn sat there on the bench, ready to come in and take his spot just as soon as either the injury or the fall off in form happen. But as neither of them seem to be happening, Ross Stewart is just enjoying the run in the Premier League that he probably feels like he deserved to have in real life, but was robbed off him by injury. As you can see, his header early on there in this game, not able to keep that down under the bar. Lincoln are a team who are in a relegation scrap. They're not any points above Huddersfield. They're level on points with 22nd place Huddersfield, so very much in a relegation battle. So if we can keep the kind of form going that we've been showing so far this season, you would expect us to be able to make away. Patrick Roberts has sprained his wrist ligaments. There's a route back into the team for Stevanovic. I mean, to be honest, Roberts picking up an injury for a month or so now would be ideal, because then Stevanovic can come back in while we give Clayton some game time. And then when Roberts is fit again, Clayton should be happy again, and we can bring Roberts in on that side, and we don't have to make the two who were in the team unhappy while the two who are out of the team are getting that game time. So that would be perfect. That was a weird, I thought it was a return of the aliens for a second there, but no, it was just another weird camera angle, which is lovely. I was just about to say, the reason why we might not win today against the Lincoln team who aren't very good, because there is a very good chance that Football Manager might be punishing me for not playing the game for a couple of weeks. The previous episode, the one that came out on Friday, was recorded on the 22nd of December. This one, I'm recording yesterday. So it's been nearly 2 weeks of not playing this save, at least. I've streamed a little bit between now and then. We'll be streaming again tonight. Oh, the game is really punishing me. Danny Ward has now picked up an injury, which means Stefan Bajic is going to get an opportunity to come on and make his first league appearance for us, which there were a few people saying if I wanted him to actually develop, I would need to play him. So he might get an opportunity to come in and play as well. But as it stands at the moment, after being in incredible form all season, we look like we're getting the haven't played the game for a while punishment. We're 1-0 down against a relegation team, and we've lost our goalkeeper. This isn't going. Oh, and the aliens back. I mean, it's all we're getting the hat trick of the game just having a moan at me. But there's Alfie Devine grabbing his 7th goal of the season. So I guess there are still some positives to be had. Alfie Devine is very, very good. We're not going to watch the replay because the aliens have decided that they're going to take it over. I genuinely don't know what to do about the aliens situation at this point, by the way. I have been in contact with Sports Interactive a lot. I will be back in touch with them this week because it seems to be getting worse, which is baffling. I don't know why it's getting worse. I've lowered the graphics settings that we play the game on. As you can see, we don't have the fog effects, anything like that, and we're lowering the graphics effects as far as we can. My graphics drivers and everything are all up to date. I have a super duper high-tech graphics card which runs all other games absolutely fine. So it's not a problem with my graphics card. Games that actually need a decent graphics card run absolutely fine. My computer is good. My graphics card is good. My settings are way lower than they were even on my old PC where I didn't have this problem. But it just persists. And I don't know what to do. So I'll be back in touch with Football Manager again this week. If any Football Manager is watching and wants to invite me down with my PC under my, I'll bring my PC down. I'll sit there on a train, PC under my arm, might even drive it down for you, and we can sit there. It needs fixing. We'll stop talking about it now. I did promise not to talk about it anymore, but just said I haven't played the game for a while. Which means I haven't had the opportunity to moan about that for a while. Right, Kitching is going to come on at the back. Rojas can go out to right back. He can play anywhere across that back four. And Stevanovic can come on for Roberts, who has now scored the second equaliser, but still has his poorly little wrist. So we should probably protect his poorly little wrist. We've been comfortably the best team today. We're just struggling to, it's not even that we're struggling to score goals. We've got an XG of just over 2. We've scored 2 goals. We're struggling to stop them scoring against us, which is definitely problematic. We'll bring on Luke Harris, and I think we'll also bring on Chambers Shaw, who has played in that role for us quite a lot now. He's one of our backup left backs. We've got about 3 or 4 left backs at the club. Chambers Shaw probably spending more time playing in central midfield for us this season, though, than he has at left back. His long-term future very much, I think, is to sit there at left back and come forward in that inverted wing back Zinchenko role and just add into that 3 there when he actually breaks into the team properly at left back. 10 minutes of added time in this game. The aliens really must have caused some stoppages. We've gone to 11 minutes. 2-2 though it's a really, really poor result against a Lincoln team that we definitely should have beaten. Okay, Football Manager, you've had your fun. You've punished me for not playing the game for a little while. Apparently not enough, because now Danny Ward has picked up a 2-month injury as well. So we really are going to find out if Bajic is any good. And Patrick Roberts is going to be out for a couple of weeks as well. Fantastic. We've now got an international break, so Roberts will probably be back for the Plymouth game. Okay. Zvonarek has got a work permit, and I think is going to sign for Reading. So more Football Manager glitchy things. Because if that goes through, we can only assume he's not had a medical because the deal wasn't going through straight away. And apparently you don't have medicals on deals that aren't going through straight away. So on the 1st of January, Zvonarek joins Reading, despite the fact, we should have just left him to recover on his own. No point. We could have just got £4.5 million for a player who wasn't going to be able to play this season. We're sending them a broken footballer, and now we've got a big pile of cash. We still can't put any of it in the wage budget because the board think we're spending enough money on wages, but it's a nice pile of cash to come through the door again. More good Football Manager things. Well, we've now had a couple more players added to the moaning that they want to play more football list, including Lee Burn. So Lee Burn is going to start this game in place of Stuart Kitching, is the other one at the back. So he comes in for Rojas. Otherwise, this is the same team that played against Lincoln and struggled against Lincoln, other than, of course, Bajic having to come in goal because of the injury to Ward. So we're starting to see a few more of the new boys likely to get a little bit of a run in the team. We'll play them as much as we have to play them to cheer them up again. We'll basically keep an eye on that promises screen. They're not going to play every game while they're grumpy, but basically you get a little monitor on that promises screen that tells you whether they're happy with the progress you're making. So we'll play enough games until they're happy with the progress, and then if we want to swap them back out again, Lee Burn might come in and score 3 hat-tricks, in which case he probably becomes permanent striker. But we'll monitor that and basically rotate them from there. I realise we could get around this problem in the first place by not promising everyone important player when we sign them, or rotating properly earlier in the season. My counter to the people who say that to me is I'm top of the championship with Burton. So my way works, so I'm going to keep doing it my way. But it's 0-0. I haven't even looked how good Plymouth are. Plymouth are they're right up here with us. They are a team who are also looking for promotion to the Premier League. Imagine a Premier League that contained either Burton or Plymouth. It would be an absolute nonsense. It would be like Luton or Bournemouth getting to the Premier League. But Lee Burn is in here, and Lee Burn scores. It's already a 5th goal of the season for him, because he has been good coming off the bench, playing in some of the cup games that we played earlier in the year. But that is a lovely finish. Maybe he's not just a big giant who's going to be useful from set pieces, because that was a lovely piece of centre forward play. Picks the ball up, takes it past his man, scores from a pretty difficult angle. He is much younger than Ross Stewart. It's certainly a nice problem to have, having 2 very good strikers, but Lee Burn is 23 years old compared to Ross Stewart, who turns 31 this season. Obviously, Lee Burn is a future. That is an insane free kick that for us to be able to get away with. Probably even more insane that Scarles has somehow found a way to miss that. It's excellent work from our set piece coach getting ourselves set up for it. But for the I don't know how Plymouth have let us get away with having so many players completely unmarked. And I don't know how we then managed to not capitalise from it and go 2-0 up. Very silly boys. Norwich beating Peterborough. The goal is having a little bit of a fun time as well, which is, it is lovely to see. If you've got any suggestions down in the comments for things that I could try to do to fix this aliens problem that we're having, like I say, it does seem to be getting worse. Football Manager don't have any suggestions at the moment. If you've got suggestions of your own, I know it doesn't affect many of you, but I know it affects quite a lot of people. There are lots of people. It's not that this is a my computer problem. That's what I've got to keep emphasizing. It's not just a Kev problem. It's a problem that for some reason affects a minority of players. There doesn't seem to be any logic behind who it affects and why it affects them or how to fix it, which is the most frustrating thing. And I get that's the frustration that Sports Interactive have got as well, because they can't replicate it consistently. And if it's not happening on the machines they've got, they can't really fix it, can they? It just seems to kind of randomly affect certain people. Once it starts affecting you, it affects you. It's not a case of it will happen to you once and then never again. If it happens to you, it's going to keep happening, and it goes again, and it's absolutely bonkers. And like I say, getting worse. I mean, what I might do, I think I'll try. I mean, I did do this early on when the problem first started happening. I think it's probably time to uninstall and reinstall Football Manager. But I mean, we've tried playing the Xbox version as well on this PC, and it has the same issue. So that's a completely separate install of Football Manager on a separate platform, but on the same machine, and it was still happening. So I don't suspect that's going to fix it, but got to try something because it's so annoying. Oh my word, is it annoying? Anyone who's a little bit annoyed that we're doing so many rebuilds and things like that on the channel at the moment, kind of have to, because I'm a little bit afraid if it keeps happening all year, you'll all stop watching the main videos. So the only way I can keep paying the bills is if we have the rebuilds running as well. It'd be really nice not to have that fear, but you know, when it keeps happening, oh, I won't. From tomorrow, I won't be talking about it again. I'm just upset because it hasn't happened to me for a couple of weeks because I've not been making videos over Christmas, and I'd forgotten how much of an annoying issue it was. Grr, right, that's it. We're done. I am done talking about it now. Right, let's take off Kitching and no, we're not bring on Skulls. What have I done there? Take off Kitching and bring on Rojas. We're going to go very attacking as well. We're going to lose here, aren't we? Because in addition to all the other stuff I've moaned about today, what a moaning episode. Yesterday, you got my nice heartfelt thank you video. Today, we're doing the complete opposite, and it's just Kev moans for 20 minutes whilst losing football matches. But yeah, in addition to all the other moaning, we've actually been pretty poor on the pitch in both of these matches. And maybe our honeymoon period at the start of life here in the Championship is over. And maybe we're not going to be top of the league for much longer. Are we even still top of the league now? Bajic looked absolutely nowhere near that. So I think not having Ward in goal is probably going to be troublesome over the next few weeks. In fact, a couple of months, isn't it? I think all the way until January. We'll certainly know by January if Bajic is going to be a long-term solution, or if we need to look to replace him and have someone else trying to compete with Ward, because Ward still really, in my head, is just a one-year solution. And certainly, if we are in a promotion race, which, I don't know, are we? If we're in a promotion race, obviously Danny Ward is not a Premier League goalkeeper, so we won't be taking him up with us next year anyway. But that's 3 games without a win now, and we've only actually won 2 of our last 6 in the league. We are wobbling a little bit. And hopefully by tomorrow the wobble will have stopped, and we'll probably get through to January by tomorrow. I think that's the plan. But if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.